Welcome to Spectacle on Television Nigeria. I am your host, Daniel Atai. National Assembly halts 774,000 jobs meant for Nigerian youths across the 774 local government areas in Nigeria. Welcome to Spectacle. I am Daniel Atai, and I have in the studio of Television Nigerian the President of the National Youth Council of Nigeria to give the Council's opinion to the topic on discussion. But before I introduce him, let's take a commercial break. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. With me in the studio, like I said, is Comrade Solomon Adodo, the President of the National Youth Council of Nigeria. Comrade, you are welcome to the studio of Television Nigeria.
Thank you very much for having me. Good day, Nigerians.
All right, that's good. And before Comrade Adodo will commence his analysis, let's take a background reportage from Messi Joe on the event that transpired at the National Assembly just yesterday. Please enjoy the clip.
The National Assembly has announced the suspension of the Special Public Works Program under the National Directorate of Employment to cushion the effects of COVID-19 pandemic. The position of both chambers of the National Assembly followed a disagreement between the National Assembly Joint Committee on Labour, Employee and Productivity and the Minister of State for Labour and Employment, Festus Keyamo, on Tuesday. Keyamo, who had appeared at an interactive session organized by the Joint Committee, opposed a resolution of the committee to resolve into a closed-door session. In a joint statement signed by spokesperson for both chambers of the National Assembly, Senator Aji Bola Bashiru and Honorable Benjamin Owokalu, the lawmakers also invited the Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngigi, for explanations. The lawmakers said that it was within their constitutional right as representatives of the people to know the process of public workers' engagement by the government. The statement reads, implementation of the 774,000 public works to be put on hold until implementation modalities explained to NASS. The National Assembly is concerned about the proper and effective implementation of the engagement of 774,000 public works workers and wishes to restate its commitment to its success. Accordingly, the National Assembly reminds members of the public that the legislature was part of the conception of the program, approved it and appropriated funds for its implementation as part of the COVID-19 response strategy. The National Assembly, in line with its constitutional oversight function, has mandated its committees on labour and productivity to immediately invite the Honourable Minister for Labour and Productivity and any other relevant officials of the ministry to appear before the Joint Committee to brief it on the modality for the implementation of the engagement of 774,000 persons for public works.
Welcome back. That was actually the background reportage about what transpired at the National Assembly, halting the 774,000 jobs meant for artisans and at the local government areas in Nigeria. And of course, the National Youth Council will have their say today on that particular event that transpired. And the president is here in the studio with us, Comrade Adodo. Once again, welcome.
Thank you very much. Good day, Nigerians.
Now, straight to the point. What would you say between the presidency, that is through his minister, Festus Keyamo, that is a state minister for labor and productivity, and the National Assembly? How would you match this, let me say, egocentrism that is emanating from the two chapters?
All right, thank you very much.
Yes.
First of all, I'll acknowledge the fact that it's an unfortunate incident that we're having disagreements over less than 1 million jobs. That's a huge number, but Nigeria has potentials to create far more jobs.
Okay.
Nigeria has potentials to create millions of jobs.
Okay.
In fact, tens of millions.
Okay.
As we stand now,
All right.
the indices are there. We've kept on advocating for the need of the Nigerian youth to bring their best potentials on board, and also for the need for government to activate and redirect all the policies, programs, and projects already in place. Okay. But you see, they've not been properly activated and redirected. So if that is done, you'll discover that a lot of jobs will be created automatically. Now, this has also brought to the fore a case of injustice which the average Nigerian youth suffers. We have to be blunt and very direct in all of this. You see, when a few years ago there was this CBN jobs that came, we had ministers' children make the list, senators' children and their relatives make the list. All the who is who had their children make the list. You go to the agencies that have been ranked as A-list agencies, NCC, who goes there? That's Nigerian Communications Commission.
Yes.
The children of these bigwigs. You go to Nexim, Nigeria Export-Import Bank, the same children of these bigwigs.
Yeah.
You go to a place like NDIC, Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, and all the major ministries, departments, and agencies. They fill them up. Now, there is this little one that comes by, which is called Empower. Of course, you know, most of these agencies, they pay in hundreds of thousands.
Yes.
So then this little one that comes, they call it Empower. The Empower, and they pay 30,000 every month. You know, and then you also find out that they lump all of these things, and they carry these ones. Since their children have taken that, they now, okay, those who are minions, those who go around, the ones we carry as chanters across party lines, you know, they now flood them in that place. Now, that is the same thing that was about to happen in this 774,000 jobs. From what the Minister of State for Labor and Productivity has stated, it shows that the National Assembly was to arm twist the ministry again, so that we will now begin to say, okay, these slots are for you. For God's sake, it's 1,000 jobs per local government.
Yes.
Equitably distributed.
Yes.
So one man will not come and say, oh, I'm from the south, I've been marginalized.
Yes.
Oh, I'm from the northeast, why did you not give me like this? Every local government area
has 1,000.
Now, if you are a senator, covering a sphere of local governments.
Yes.
If you're a member of the House of Representatives, you are also covering some local governments, either one or two or three, as the case may be. Some senators cover as many as maybe, say, 7 local governments. Or even 9, whichever case it is. What we know is that all the people that will get these jobs should be from your local government. So what I expected the Senate and also the House of Representatives to do is just to ensure that, okay, if these jobs are meant for, say, Njikoka local government, you don't have somebody who comes from Ikwere to come and take the jobs for Njikoka. You understand? You don't have somebody who comes from maybe Bama to come and take the job for somebody that is from Borgo and so on and so forth. So the 1,000 for this local government should be from this local government. Now, when that is done, you are a senator of everybody. Yeah. So why, if what the minister tells us is what was the underlying thing, and of which I've also laid a preamble that there's been favoritism, there's been partiality in terms of jobs distribution. Okay. Job distribution is not equitable. It's not fair. You understand? The average citizen does not have access to all of this. It's a luxury. You understand? And we at the National Youth Council of Nigeria want to use this medium to call on Mr. President, to draw the attention of Mr. President, to know that the country where he says, I am for everybody and I am for nobody, there are some people that have said, if we are not for you, you could as well go and perish. So we want to draw the attention of Mr. President that there are people being victimized in this country. You know, that the issue of jobs availability is not being equitably distributed. If we distribute it equitably, you understand, even if they are not sufficient to go around, first of all, it shows that we want to be fair.
Like you said,
we want justice to prevail for all.
Yeah, like
and then society will be on the path of development.
Yeah, like you said, 1,000 pay local government.
Yes.
And the Minister of State for Labour and Productivity, Festus Keyamo, has said that he wants an open proceeding.
That's how it should be.
And then the Senate said they want an indoor or a closed door section within the Senate and the House of Rep, actually. What they are saying is that they accused him of having 15% of that 774,000. So if he is having 15%, how would he now come back to say he wants the section to be before the press?
Well, you see, these are accusations and counter accusations. But you see, when all is laid bare, you understand. So if you had accused him, why send the press away? Accuse him publicly, so let's trash it out. So if there are dirty linens, let them be washed in public, so that next time we'll know that, oh, you don't need to have this dead linens, or you don't need to have the skeletons in your cupboard. You understand? So it will be a precedent for others to take caution. You understand? So this is something that Mr. President brought out in very good faith. You know, just to intervene, just to ensure that the poorest of the poor, the masses of society, have a way or have something to themselves. If you have a local government and you pick 1,000 youths in that local government and something is done for them, of course it will be something great.
That is
but when you now tilt it, you know, to say you want to have the process is not fair again, the process is not open to all, you will discover that there will be some fiendish politicians who intend to give the government a bad name, you understand, who will come and present some very pseudonyms, ghost workers that don't even exist. And then they'll say, okay, in this local government, these are the 1,000. Then you begin to ask, where are the 1,000 people?
Or selecting them from one party.
Yeah, that will even be another issue. If you select them from one party and they are from the local government, you will be able to see them. Okay, if it is from APC, we know that they are from this local government, we have the 1,000. If it is from PDP, they are from this. If it is from YPP, they are from this local government. But I tell you that there are some brutal politicians that will go to the extent of writing down 1,000 non-existent names. Some may write 100, some may write social numbers. And then if the salaries of these people is supposed to be, maybe let's say 30,000 or 40,000 per month, they roll it times 100, and they put it in their private
multiply by 1,000, right?
Yes, some by 1,000. Some of them will even have their aides in Abuja here and so on and so forth, and a retinue of staff that are not even in those localities. You understand? And just because they've seen an opening and they want to sit on their can of wealth that is already brimming and pouring over, but they don't want to give the little out to this aid that they employed by themselves. They now ship them into that area and say, okay, now that there's this opportunity, we'll give you the slot of 2 people so that it will serve as your allowance for so period of time. So you can see that there are very, very negative occurrences around all of this. So that is why we at National Youth Council of Nigeria will always appreciate an open process, you know. We want to use this medium to call on Mr. President to probe the entirety of this, you know, and we ourselves will not rest on our oars. We will also rise and ensure that those who intend to use these for negative purposes are meted with appropriate punitive measures to serve as deterrents so that others will not repeat same some other time. You know, like I said, this was something done in good faith, and it's something that's meant for all of Nigerians, the masses of Nigerians. You know, you see what even happened when the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs decided to give out palliatives around the country, and people began to, you know. So in the end, if you don't manage a process that was intended positively in the right manner, your positive and good intentions will carry in and come.
Is Television Nigerian, a broadcast network committed to serving you the very best in